What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Spider-Man PS4 video. My name is Cameron, and in this video I'm basically going to be giving my thoughts on the recent reveals from Game Informer about Spider-Man PS4 with the web swinging and the combat and the gadgets and everything. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you would already have like a bit of an idea or a sense of what I think about the game so far, and obviously certain aspects of it. But if you don't follow me on Twitter, links are in the description. Stay updated and follow me on there. Let's start with the web swinging, since that's technically the most important part of the Spider-Man game. The web swinging looks so good, it looks so fluid, and you can kind of basically not stop swinging and parkouring across the city. It's like your playground. It's like, as they described it, a gym for Spider-Man. Now, don't be mad, but I'm going to start this off with something that I kind of didn't really like, and it is this on screen right now, where Spider-Man goes through the trees, and he kind of just like, his webbing goes through the trees as well. This is literally nitpicking the game, I know, but it's basically the only thing that I have a problem with about the web swinging. Everything else is, like, phenomenal. But I've got to say it, and I don't really think anybody else has mentioned it either, or at least anybody that I've seen at least. So I just figured I'd bring it up. But yeah, like, surely some of you guys should agree with me as well. I think Spider-Man 2 had that feature where if you, like, web swung around a building or something, the web would catch on the corner and stuff. So it's just something to think about. And I know it's alpha footage, do not worry about that. But I saw it, and it raised a concern for me, so might as well mention it. Moving on. Now, I'm not going to go into all the button configurations. You can sort of just read that or hear that off someone else. But for the most part, R2 is your go button. You can swing from it. You can use it to parkour over objects. You can press both triggers to web zip to a perch point. But out of all the features and the buttons for web swinging, I think the most interesting one is the X button. Whilst web swinging, you can use that to sort of dive into your next move. You can keep it going. Your momentum does not stop. Especially when you're running up a building, you can press X to vault over the top of it. And I'm really interested to see what sort of moves people come up with. I mean, it's almost like Mirror's Edge. Like, obviously each person will individually have their own style of web swinging, and that's just really exciting. Not to mention, if you click L3, Spider-Man will go into a dive bomb, whether that be off a building or out of his last swing. Like an actual button for Spider-Man to dive. We haven't had that before, really, so it seems really intriguing. Like, Insomniac are doing something different, and I'm looking forward to it. Probably important to mention as well that all of this is upgradable as you progress through the game, so you can make Spider-Man go faster, you can do like different parkour moves as you upgrade, etc. What's really interesting as well is the left trigger can be used as a slow motion button for, of course, Spider-Man's spider sense. Now, what I'm primarily looking forward to is how alive New York City feels whilst you're swinging through this place. It's been revealed that there's going to be pedestrians on rooftops. Whilst you swing by them, there's going to be pedestrians that recognize you on the ground, and they ask you for selfies. You can point like pointy handguns at them. There are actually birds flying through the sky on buildings. There's squirrels running up trees if you stand in the park or something. The city just feels alive, and that is something that's awesome when you are swinging as Spider-Man. You need it to feel like you're swinging through a place that has its own personality, and especially something like New York City needs that. So I'm really looking forward to that. Getting into the combat, I was actually really surprised with the combat. I wasn't expecting it to be so diverse with the moves. I mean, you can literally do a web swing kick into somebody. Like, that's not really been done before, except for like in Spider-Man Friend or Foe and Marvel Nemesis. If you guys remember that game, that was like an amazing game. Oh my god. Anyway, I like what Insomniac Games is doing with Spider-Man's combat, because they are literally tailoring the combat to how Spider-Man moves. What would Spider-Man do in a situation like this? And you can tell just by like how aerial he is throughout the entire thing. Like, he's up in the air kicking someone, and then without even touching the ground, he's web swinging into someone, and then he's webbing someone else and pulling himself towards them. It just seems so fluid to bounce between different criminals, and it looks awesome. One of my favorite things as well that I saw was when Spider-Man web swing kicks into somebody, they literally go flying. Like, they don't just do like a little bit of a fall on the ground. They literally get lifted into the air and thrown across the street. It looks amazing. We also can't forget you've got environmental takedowns, pulling scaffolding down on people, and you can also mix up your combos where you can actually knock someone into the air, you can web them and slam them down, or you can jump up, web them in the air, and then web them again and slam them down so that they like stick to the ground and everything. It just seems so diverse in the combos that you can do, and you can play to your style. Again, Insomniac is trying to stress that you can be your own Spider-Man, and so far so good. With the combat also comes Spider-Man's gadgets. You've got the web tripwire, which you can attach to walls, and when guards walk past, they get webbed to the wall, or you can attach it to the guard and he will get attached to the wall. You can also attach it to an enemy and he will web another enemy and they'll slam into each other. You've also got the web bomb for groups of enemies. If you're getting too overwhelmed, you can explode that in the face and just web everybody. And for the slot at the top there, you've got like a web burst that can easily web up guards and stuff. But as for the final gadget that's been revealed, it's the spider drone, which you can unlock earlier by pre-ordering the game, and this is described to be able to be a web machine gun, distract guards, and do some other cool stuff. Now, unfortunately, there's no footage of it yet, but keep an eye out. Probably will come sooner or later. And just to make it clear, in case any of you guys are confused, they aren't the only gadgets in the game. There are many more to unlock, but they are the only ones that have been revealed to us. So yeah. What else is there? Let's talk about side missions whilst you are swinging through New York City. So obviously a huge part of being Spider-Man is the random crimes that come up, and something that Insomniac didn't want people to go on about was the sort of like small side quest, like fighting some criminal in an alley. They wanted like big crimes that were going to happen, so someone will be robbing a bank and then you can either keep all of the enemies in the bank and fight them in there, but if one of them escapes, he'll escape into a getaway vehicle, and then it goes from the bank to you actually chasing the getaway vehicle through New York and taking down the criminals that way. So I like how, again, very diverse the game is with that, because for the last couple of years we've literally just had Spider-Man games where you get little petty crimes where you just like see him in the street or in an alleyway, you beat him up and it's done, whereas this seems like there's going to be those smaller crimes, but there's also going to be these big ones where they're robbing a bank and it leads to a car chase. It just seems like there's so many options. And I mean, have you seen this that we're seeing on screen? This is gameplay. Like, it looks so cinematic just to say that you're taking down a truck or a car or something. Oh my days. It seems like Insomniac are really paying attention to the situations that Spider-Man would come across for real. Now, obviously, we have got other side missions like the Harry Osborn missions where you've got to check out Oscorp's experiments and everything, and we've also got the sort of side missions where you're finding Peter Parker's backpack with recordings in them from like years and years ago when he first started being Spider-Man, which will explain some of the story that's happened in the past. But I'm not really going to talk about that too much because, like, why does it matter if I give my opinion on that? Like, they're cool, like, I can't wait, but not really much to talk about there. As for everything else like alternate costumes, there's said to be more than 24 alternate costumes, more than that in the entire game. Now, so far we've had the classic costume, we've had Spider-Punk, we've had Spider-Man Noir, and we've heard that the wrestling costume is in the game, and then it was leaked like 2 days ago that the Infinity War costume from Avengers Infinity War is in the game as well, but I can't really put up a picture of that because like it leaked, so people's videos are getting taken down for it, but I'll have a separate video for that when it gets officially announced. So anyway guys, I think this is where we're going to end the video. I can't really think of too much other stuff to talk about. I did just see the brand new video that... No, Jesus, man. I did just see the brand new video released by Game Informer about where you get to hear J. Jonah Jameson's voice, and you sort of get to hear the real world as you're swinging through the city, but I'll make a separate video about that just because I want to give some of my thoughts on it and stuff. So yeah, this is where we're going to end the video guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy me creating these Spider-Man PS4 videos again. It takes me right back to when I used to do the Amazing Spider-Man videos. If you want more Spider-Man PS4 videos, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and of course to stay updated completely, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in the description, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.
Spider-Man,